Hey, good evening. It's May 18th, 2017, and I'm a little bit behind the eight ball on this news. I was off the grid today, and luckily, because I think this would have really pissed me off all day about the news about Chris Cornell. My God, man, I for the life of me, no pun intended, for the life of me, I don't know, chemical imbalance or whatever excuse you want to use, depression. I just cannot. I just don't get suicide. I really don't. Um, even if you're penniless and you're living on a bench or under a bridge, um, I would think that there's always that will to just keep on living, but I don't know. But it's not for me to analyze. It's for me to put all these videos together. I try to get all the icons of my life, my generation, the last few years onto video. I have relatives that put together family trees and whatnot of people that lived over in Ireland like 100 years ago, or even telling me stories about my brother or whatever. But the fact is, it's like if there was nothing of them talking or a visual, it's just kind of nothing. So I envision all these things 100 years from now that I'll be the only one of my family who ever did this stuff, and I think it would be kind of cool because if people now are piecing these together, trying to figure out who they are in relation to other generations, then this is going to be like somebody stumbles upon this stuff, it'll be like a kid in a candy store. And luckily I have no fame or anything, so nobody sees me other than, I don't know. I think the most views I've had on any of these things was probably a few hundred, so that's fine with me. There is a bigger picture here. And I'll say about Chris Cornell, I do have a great memory of him. Who says Facebook is good for nothing? Usually it's me. But I had seen a status about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe even longer. It was a contest to win Soundgarden tickets in New York and at the David Letterman Theater. And somehow I got them. And I thought, oh, this is great. And, I didn't think my brother was a big fan of New York. Even though he lives in New York, I didn't think he was really into Soundgarden or Chris Cornell or whatever. So I took my friend at the time down, and we got in line early, and we got down to, we were down like the seventh or eighth row. So if you watch the videos from that night on YouTube, and like the opening, you can see my arm in the air, and they did have a close-up of us. At the show, you have to freeze it, and the only people that would be into it, of course, because we had the monitor up on the pavilion, whatever you want to call it, so you could watch the show up there, so I could see when they were showing us. So it was kind of surreal, and I'm always like doing that because I'm a camera whore. What can I say, right here? But so that's a cool memory about that night, and it was a great show, and great memories from that night, and seeing. Central Park and where John Lennon had lived and all that stuff. All that stuff really interests me, And the thing about these musicians, you really don't know much about them. You know about their music. They can put chords together and string words together, but you really, what do we know about Chris Cornell or Kurt Cobain or any of these people? And hopefully by doing this stuff, people, even though I can barely play chopsticks on the piano, they'd kind of get a sense of who I was. I was thinking that when I was coming home from work tonight on the elevator, that some clown behind me turned the elevator off as a joke with his friends. Somebody could have toppled on top of me. I could have gone over the edge, and that's how I'm probably going to go. Some freak accident. Somebody that wants to live every day and is psyched when he wakes up and wants to just keep going, whether I got 2 cents or $2 in my pocket. That's just how I am. And even when I had nothing, I never wanted to leave because I don't know what's on the other side. I'm in no rush to find out. I don't know how anybody is. But back to my point, I really loved Soundgarden. I loved Temple of the Dog. And when I first heard Chris Cornell, I was like, my God, what a voice. Just incredible voice. And that's, people that don't believe in God. Well, how do you explain that voice? It's just amazing. Him and Eddie Vedder, and Just incredible vocal range, and great. Every movie, it seems like he's on the soundtrack, and I just wish he could have found peace, and it's just terrible for his family, and have to deal with all that bullshit, and he had all the money in the world. He could have the best shrinks or whatever. I guess when you don't want to go on, you don't want to go on, but for the life of me, I don't get it. All right, it's good. I got to vent. Rest in peace, Mr. Chris Cornell. When I took my friend, he had no clue who he was. So a lot of people don't know him. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that explains a lot. Maybe that explains why we're no longer friends. All right, I'm done. Adios.